already discussed sentences in great details. Today, we learn something new about them. So, we know that based on their structure, sentences are of three kinds. They are simple, compound, or complex. Now, a sentence can be transformed into different forms without changing the meaning of the sentence. So, this means that we can write a simple sentence as a compound sentence or a complex sentence, but we have to ensure that when we transform the sentence from one kind to another, we cannot change its meaning. Having said that, you have to realize that not every sentence can be transformed. So, what is transformation? It is actually the method of expressing the same idea, meaning, or concept in different grammatical forms. Today, we will learn how to transform a simple sentence into a compound sentence. So, let us quickly revise a simple sentence as well as a compound sentence. Now, if I say, Mark and Jim play tennis every day, this is an example of a simple sentence. Whereas, if I say, Mark and Jim play tennis every day, so they have improved their game, this is an example of a compound sentence. Now, what are the features of these two types of sentences? Let us quickly revise. A simple sentence has one main clause and no subordinate clause. So, this sentence, Mark and Jim play tennis every day, consists of one main or independent clause. There is no subordinate clause here, and it has one finite verb. What is the finite verb? Play. Whereas, a compound sentence has two or more main clauses and no subordinate clause. So, in this sentence, Mark and Jim play tennis every day is one independent or main clause, and they have improved their game is another independent or main clause, and these clauses have two or more finite verbs. What are the finite verbs here? Play and have improved. Also, these clauses are joined by coordinating or correlative conjunctions. In our example, the clauses are joined by the coordinating conjunction so. So, now that we have revised what is a simple sentence and a compound sentence, let us learn how to transform a simple sentence into compound sentence and vice versa. Now, if I say, the teacher punished the boy for misbehaving, this is a simple sentence. Why is it a simple sentence? Because it is made up of one independent or main clause. The teacher punished the boy for misbehaving. Let us now identify the verbs in this clause. So, there are two verbs here, punished and misbehaving. But are both these finite verbs? No, there is only one finite verb here, punished. And the other verb, misbehaving, is actually the participle form of the verb. So, this is a simple sentence. Now, to transform this into a compound sentence, what do we need to do? First, we need to break up this independent clause into two independent clauses, and we need two finite verbs. So, what will we do? We will change this form of the verb to its finite form. So, let us see how we will do it. Now, the teacher punished the boy. This part of the sentence makes complete sense and can stand on its own. So, we will keep this part as it is, and this will be our first independent clause. Now, this clause already has the finite verb punished. So, what will we do now? Now, we need to work with the second part of the sentence, for misbehaving. we need to change this part of the sentence into an independent clause, and we need to change misbehaving to its finite verb form. So how will we write? We will write, the teacher punished the boy for he misbehaved. Now what have we done? Let us try to understand here. Now the first half of the sentence, the teacher punished the boy, remains as it is. The teacher punished the boy. And the second half of the sentence, for misbehaving, has been changed to another independent clause, he misbehaved. This makes complete sense and can stand on its own. So we have one clause, the teacher punished the boy, he misbehaved, as another independent clause. Now we need to join both these clauses with a coordinating or a correlative conjunction. So which coordinating conjunction fits absolutely here? Now both the clauses are showing a cause and effect. So we can use the conjunction for, now this is a coordinating conjunction which we use in such a situation. So we have, the teacher punished the boy for he misbehaved. Now you must remember that whenever we join two independent clauses with the coordinating conjunction, we always put a comma after the first clause. We can also write the compound sentence as, the boy misbehaved, so the teacher punished him. Now what have we done in this case? We have just interchanged the position of the clauses. The boy misbehaved, the teacher punished him, and we have used the coordinating conjunction. So we have also put the comma after the first clause. Hearing his father's footsteps, the boy ran away. Now this sentence is an independent clause. One independent clause is comprising of the entire sentence. So this is a simple sentence. And what are the verbs here? Hearing and ran. But there is only one finite verb here, ran. Hearing is the participle form of the verb. So how will we change this sentence and write it as a compound sentence? First, we will break this entire clause into two independent clauses. Now, the part, the boy ran away, makes complete sense and can stand on its own. And this part also has a finite verb included in it. So this part we will keep as it is. So our first independent clause is, the boy ran away. Now we need to work with this part of the sentence. Hearing his father's footsteps. So what will we do? We need to change this part into another independent clause, and we need to change this verb to its finite form. So how will we do it? So we will write a compound sentence as, the boy heard his father's footsteps and ran away. So what have we actually done? We have broken this one independent clause into two independent clauses. What are they? The boy heard his father's footsteps. The boy ran away. Now when we write them together after joining, we will not repeat the part the boy. We will write it only once. So we have written, the boy heard his father's footsteps and ran away. Now here what have we done? We have changed hearing to its finite form, heard. And why have we used the past tense form? Because the other verb is in the past tense, ran. So we have used the past tense form of the finite verb here, which is heard. So the boy heard his father's footsteps and ran away is a compound sentence which has two main clauses and has two finite verbs. What are the two finite verbs? Heard and ran. She must train very hard to win the tennis tournament. Now let us identify the verbs in this simple sentence. This is a simple sentence because it is made up of one independent clause. And what are the verbs here? Must, train, to win. But we have only one finite verb here, train, because must is a modal and to win is the infinitive form. So how will we change this to a compound sentence? We will write, she must train very hard or she will not win the tennis tournament. So what have we actually done here? Now this part, she must train very hard, is kept as it is. This is our first independent clause. She must train very hard. Now the other half, to win the tennis tournament, is actually worked with, and we have changed to win to its finite form, win. Now must train is actually showing some kind of a compulsion to achieve something. So there are two scenarios, either she trains very hard or she will not win the tennis tournament. So we have used the conjunction or, because there are two scenarios here. So she must train very hard or she will not win the tennis tournament. Now you must be wondering, why have we added the modal will here? Because her winning the tennis tournament is going to happen in the future. So we have used the form will not win in this sentence. Now we can also write the compound sentence as, either she trains very hard or she will not win the tennis tournament. So what have we done here? Essentially, both the sentences and the clauses remain the same. In the first sentence, we have used the coordinating conjunction or, whereas in the second sentence, we have used the correlative conjunction either or. And since we have used either, we have omitted the must in the second sentence. Besides being rude, he was a bully. Now this is a simple sentence with only one finite verb, was. The other verb, being, is not a finite verb. So we have to change this verb, being, to its finite form, and we have to break this clause into two independent clauses. Now this sentence is giving us the idea that a person is rude, he is also a bully. So how will we write it as a compound sentence? We will write, he was rude and he was also a bully, or you can also write, he was rude and he was a bully. So we have broken this up into two independent clauses. He was rude, he was a bully, and because both the clauses show as a related idea, we have used the conjunction and. Now we can also write the compound sentence as, not only was he rude, but he was also a bully, and we can also write, he was not only rude, but also a bully. So what have we seen here? We are seeing that we can use the conjunction and, we can use the correlative conjunction not only but also. Now sometimes you may be asked to rewrite this sentence in another way without using and. Then what will you do? You will use these two ways, not only but also, and any of the ways that you use it in is correct. So now that you have seen how we can transform a simple sentence into a compound sentence, let us try to do this exercise. Transform the following simple sentence to compound sentence. The sick man, being weak, could not walk properly. So what are the verbs here? Let us identify them. Being and could not walk. But this sentence has only one finite verb, walk. So we have to change this sentence in such a way that we break this entire independent clause into two independent clauses. So how will we write this sentence as a compound sentence? We will write it as, the sick man was weak, so he could not walk properly. So what have we done here actually? We have broken this clause into two independent clauses. The sick man was weak. He could not walk properly. We have included a he to refer to the person that we are talking about. Also, we have changed the verb be to its finite form was. So this clause becomes the sick man was weak. Now, why have we used the past tense form was? Because this verb here, could not walk, is showing us a past tense form. So we have used the past tense form of being here, which is was. Now, we have kept this part as it is. He could not walk properly. And both these clauses show a cause and effect relationship. So we have used the conjunction so, and we have put a comma after the first clause. Now, we have seen how to transform simple sentences to compound sentences. Let us now try to transform compound sentences to simple sentences. Let us see. Sally finished her yoga and rolled her exercise mat. So we have two clauses. Sally finished her yoga. She rolled her exercise mat. We have not repeated the subject. So we have written Sally finished her yoga and rolled her exercise mat. Now we have two verbs here, finished and rolled. So to change it to a simple sentence, we have to change any one of these finite verbs to its non-finite form. And how will we do that? We will write it as finishing her yoga, Sally rolled her exercise mat. So we have kept this part as it is. We have just included the subject here to make the sentence clearer, and we have changed finished to its non-finite form, finishing. So we have finishing her yoga, Sally rolled her exercise mat. Now, could we have written rolling her exercise mat, Sally finished her yoga? No, we could not have written that because it would have changed the meaning of the sentence. Remember, when we transform a sentence from one kind to another kind, we have to ensure that the meaning of the sentence remains the same. We got stuck in the traffic jam, so we missed our train. Here also we have two clauses. We got stuck in the traffic jam. We missed our train. And both the clauses have been joined by the conjunction so. So what do we need to do? We have to first remove the conjunction. And what are our verbs here? Got stuck and missed. So we have two finite verbs here. So we have to change any one finite verb to its non-finite form. And how do we do that? We will write, getting stuck in the traffic jam, we missed our train. So what do we do here? We have kept this part as it is. We missed our train. We have removed the conjunction so, and we have changed this part, got stuck, to its non-finite form, getting stuck. So we have getting stuck in the traffic jam, we missed our train. Because in the beginning of the sentence we have not included we have included it in the second part of the sentence. He worked hard, yet he did not succeed. So we have again two clauses here. He worked hard, he did not succeed, and both have been joined by the conjunction yet. Now this sentence has two finite verbs. What are they? Worked and did not succeed. So how will we write this sentence as a simple sentence? Let us see. We will write, in spite of working hard, he did not succeed. So what have we done here? First and foremost, we have removed the conjunction yet, and we have included the phrase in spite of to convey the same meaning. Moreover, we have changed the finite verb worked to its non-finite form working, and we have in spite of working hard, he did not succeed. So this part remains the same and we have changed this part of the sentence. So we have the simple sentence, in spite of working hard, he did not succeed. Now we can also write this sentence as, despite working hard, he did not succeed. So despite and in spite of can be used interchangeably, and remember that we never use of after despite. So now that you have seen how we can change a compound sentence to a simple sentence, let us try to do this exercise. Transform the following compound sentence to simple sentence. They treat the servant poorly, yet he never complains. So what are our two clauses here? They treat the servant poorly, he never complains, and we have used the conjunction yet. And what are the verbs here? Treat and complains. So any one of these verbs has to be changed to its non-finite form to make this sentence a simple sentence. Now you have already seen that when we have used the conjunction yet, we can use in spite of or despite to make it a simple sentence. So can we write it as, despite treating poorly, the servant never complains? No, this is not the correct simple sentence, and let us try to understand why this is not correct. Now you might be thinking that treat has been changed to its participle form treating. So why is it incorrect? Now see, here they treat the servant poorly, yet he never complains. Now here the servant is in the object position, whereas the subject is they. But if I say, despite treating poorly, then I mean that the servant is treating poorly, because in this sentence, we have not mentioned they anywhere. We have only mentioned the servant. So when I say, despite treating poorly, the servant never complains, this means that the servant is treating poorly, which is not correct. In the original sentence, the servant is being treated poorly. So we have to use treat in its passive form when we write. So the correct answer will be, despite being treated poorly, the servant never complains. We can also write it as, in spite of being treated poorly, the servant never complains. So what have we learned today? We have learned that some sentences can be changed from one form to another form. This is known as transformation of sentences. Whenever we change a simple sentence to a compound sentence, what do? We usually expand a word or a phrase into a coordinate clause using a coordinating conjunction like and, but, or, for, so, etc. We have also seen how we can use correlative conjunctions to do so. Whereas, whenever we are changing a compound sentence to a simple sentence, we need to reduce the coordinate clause into a word or a phrase. Now, you might be finding it a little difficult when you begin doing these kind of exercises, but you know that practice will make you perfect, and all that you need to do is practice as much as you can. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology